welcome back to my channel. It's me, Breezy. How's your day going? Today is a really exciting video. It's going to be the first video in my Miss to Mrs. wedding series. I recently got engaged at Disney World on Valentine's Day this year to my amazing fiance, Jesse. It was the world's most perfect proposal, and if I can, I'll go ahead and insert a clip here because we got it all on video.
You get it? I'm tired of hiding that. It's over.
Oh my god, my RK, my leadership. Way to go, buddy.
Jesse, how you feel?
Holy shit, man. I need to put this in your bag, though. Congratulations. Thank you.
So basically what I wanted to do was put out a video of You're Engaged, now what do you do? Those kind of first steps on how to begin planning a wedding, kind of figuring out what your budget is, everything like that that can seem a little bit overwhelming. The first thing that I would do is go ahead and figure out kind of a budget for just you and your fiance if you're paying for the wedding. Some people, you know, their parents are really gracious, or another family member is gracious enough to go ahead and pay for the wedding. But most couples these days end up paying for their own wedding, and then some parents contribute, some don't. You know, it's just kind of up in the air. So first what I would do is think of a date that maybe you're kind of looking to be around, or a certain month, and then put together an Excel spreadsheet of your guys' budget. What I did is I opened up an Excel spreadsheet. I knew, you know, hey, we're thinking next October. So what I did is I wrote down my finances and Jesse's finances, and we went through and listed all of our monthly spends for the month. So everything from our car payment and insurance, and just laid everything out. And then from there we kind of saw what we had left over each month and what we could sock away each month. And then depending on how much we could sock away each month until when we wanted to get married was kind of our budget. That to me I think is the easiest way to go. You know, however you guys want to do finances is one thing, but I think when it comes to planning a wedding, you know, this is your chance to really open up that door of communication if it hasn't, or line of communication if it hasn't already, to talking about money. You know, you're about to enter into a marriage, and finances play a very large role in that, and being able to communicate with each other and you know, create a budget together and work through those financial issues that you guys have is a really big important step. And I think if you do that now while saving for the wedding and can figure out hopefully a non-stressful way to do it, it'll really help and make the wedding planning experience way more fun. That way too, you don't start looking at venues or this thing or that thing without kind of knowing in mind like what your budget's going to be. You know, if you can't afford a $25,000 venue, you know, don't go look at them. Don't tease yourself. Don't torture yourself like that. You know, if you're I'm going to say like the median average wedding in America is around $10,000 or below. So there are tons of ways that you can have an absolutely beautiful, amazing, perfect day and still stick within your budget. All right, second tip is how to ask your family what they can contribute. I know for us, like I said, most of the time these days, it's not so much like the bride's parents pay for the whole wedding, groomsmen just do the rehearsal dinner, this and that and blah, blah, blah. So I think what you can do is, just go to your family, like your parents, the groom's parents, and say, you know what, hey, me and so we're really trying to figure out, our wedding budget, and this is so far where we're at between our finances. Is there anything you would like to contribute to our wedding? And if they say, you know what, we just can't do anything right now, we'll get you guys a really great gift, or, maybe it's just those means aren't possible for you, or, say they're willing to pay a large portion of the wedding, that really is a great way to ask, hey, what can you contribute, or would you like to contribute? Bringing it up in a really nice open way like that, with no expectations, I think is really the way to go. That way, anything that's given to you, I think, it's a treat. It's really enjoyable. You have so much gratitude for anything that's given to you guys, anything that anybody's helping out with, whether it's, someone's going to do a free engagement session to, someone's going to help you pay towards your cake, whatever it may be. Just realize that this is more about the whole process and just you and your fiancés starting a new life together and celebrating with your friends and family, if you guys even choose to have a wedding, and, just being appreciative of the family that's there for you. All right, 3. Figure out kind of your guest count before you start looking at wedding venues. That way you can kind of see what you can do for your guest count and your budget before you even start researching venues. It's really important. You kind of want to, even though you may not have a concrete guest list, like our wedding is 1.5 years away. Oh, it was almost 2 years, because we got engaged in February. And, obviously we know that probably some people are going to fall off our guest list and some people are going to be on, but we at least have an idea of like where we're going to be at the end of the day. So I think that's really important. Sit down, write down, how many guests, if inviting everyone is a really big thing for you, or if you want it to be small and intimate, it's all about you and your groom and what you guys feel is best. So I think going in before you even tour venues, going in with that, that budget in mind, as well as a guest list is really important, because that's going to play a huge impact when it comes to looking at weddings. All right, next tip, invest in not invest because it's not crazy, but I would look into getting maybe like a bridal planner. I'm someone who likes to be extremely organized, and I was lucky enough to be gifted the Erin Condren bridal planner, but by one of my bridesmaids, Rochelle. Thanks, Rochelle. So I think this is a really awesome tool. It has everything that you need in here, as far as it has a full calendar and you can go ahead and pick. It has top wedding tips in here. You can write your wedding party contact information in here. You can list all your vendors. Kind of gives you a little timeline, what to do, 14 to 9 months, 8 to 6 months, 6 to 4 months, 4 to 2 months, basically everything that you should be doing up until the day of your wedding, and kind of a timeline for everything. That way you don't get really overwhelmed. It has stuff in here to write down your guest list. It's just so much in this planner that is so great to just go ahead and help you stay organized and plan your wedding. You do not have to spend money on the Erin Condren one. There's so many cute, awesome planners out there. I'm sure you can pick some up at Target, Walmart, any other website online, and Amazon. I love Amazon. And just get something to help you get organized, whether it's ideas and you're getting, swatches of different colors or pictures of different bridesmaids dresses, anything that you love, you want to print out, write down, idea-wise. I know I started writing websites and stuff that I found that I like for decor ideas, or places where I could get pieces for the decor, Etsy shops that I love, anything like that you think can help you. That way you just don't forget it for when the time comes. So next thing would be definitely tour multiple venues before you make a decision. When we started looking at venues, I think we looked at like 5 or 6 different venues before we actually picked one. I'm so happy that we did this, because the first venue we saw, we fell absolutely in love with. We were obsessed. We were like, oh my gosh, I can picture us getting married here. This is totally where we're gonna have our wedding, yada, 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 yada. And then next thing you know, like the second to last venue we saw ended up being even better. And so I'd say if you have the time to really take your time and shop out venues and, you know, tour a couple, maybe every other weekend or once a month, if you have that sort of timeline, do it. You know, really enjoy each step of the process, and the experience I think is so important, especially for you and your groom. You know, I'm really lucky to where my fiance is really involved with everything in the wedding. He loves input. He's helped me with bridesmaid stuff. Like, we love this whole experience together. And I know not every couple's going to be like that. You know, sometimes the groom has more input than the bride, and you know, the bride's a little bit more laid back or vice versa, but definitely taking your time to just, you know, tour some venues, see what all of your options are before you make a decision, and see what's going to be best for your budget. See what things you're willing to negotiate on, things that you're pretty concrete about that what your venue can give you. Our food menu was totally non-negotiable. If they couldn't do it for us, we were like, we won't have our wedding here, just because that was something that since we first started dating, we always said that we wanted at our wedding. So I would say write down maybe 3 things that you have to have at your wedding that are extremely important to you. For us, it was a really great photographer, our food, and then our other biggest expense was like a dress. So those things were just like really, really important, and we were willing to allocate a little bit more of our budget to go towards that. I did decide later on to kind of cut back the budget on my dress because we are paying for our own honeymoon. So, and we kind of realized that we wanted to upgrade a little bit on our honeymoon from last time. We're going to Disney World. I wanted to kind of like upgrade a little bit on our room this time on our honeymoon. So I'm willing to like cut back more on my dress to be able to do that, you know. Realize that a lot of couples these days, sacrifices do have to be made. I think it's all about who you are as a couple, communicating is so important. We communicate about everything, and we have such a big open line of communication, and we talk about things, you know, and we realize that we have to compromise with each other's feelings. So that's a really, really huge thing, especially when it comes to planning a wedding, because it's not just your day, brides, it's both of your days, you know. And get your parents involved if they want to be involved, and, you know, realize that at the end of the day, it is both your guys' day and you have the final say in what goes on. But having your family involved is really important. I know it's really important to Jesse and I think it's really important to just create an overall really great experience. Next tip, realize it is your day. It is your day. It is your guys' day. As much as we'd all love to please every single person that we are inviting, not inviting, whatever, to our wedding, every single family member, everybody, as much as we'd like to please everyone, we can't. It's just not possible. Someone's gonna get upset over something. So guess what? Say it and do what you want to do. It's your day. You know, looking back, you want to be really happy with everything that you did. Although you want the process to be as drama-free as possible, realize that sometimes that's a little unavoidable with the particular person or situation. Do what's going to make you happy at the end of the day. You know, it's not about everybody else, it's about you. And if someone can't understand that, then, you know, that's on them. I think that is all for this portion of for the first one. If you guys have any questions, please leave comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There will definitely be more videos coming. Like I said, I'm gonna do bridesmaids boxes, how I chose my bridesmaids dresses. I think I'm gonna vlog my whole dress shopping experience. I'm going 2 separate days, one with my mom and you know, my aunt, and then I'm gonna go another day with my entire bridal party. So I'm gonna vlog those. I'll do some wedding makeup looks. I'll just be vlogging the whole experience. So be on the lookout for those. Don't forget to hit that notification. I just spit. That was so gross. I am sorry. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Bye!